As the country heads into a more drastic lockdown, thousands of people arriving are simply being waved through. There's not a thermometer or medical check in sight, with the choice about self-isolation left for people to decide for themselves.
Rolling into Sydney Airport fresh off an international flight, there's little sign of efforts to prevent a health crisis here.
We got given just like a sheet of paper with kind of instructions about the self-isolating stuff, but that was about it.
Hundreds of Australians landing on home soil expected to self-isolate, but who is policing it? Embrace after embrace, despite advice on social distancing.
Well, we've come in today and we've seen a lot of things going on that the government's asked us not to do, and people are certainly coming into contact.
Handed a generic fact sheet on their way through customs, then technically free to go.
It's kind of a bit concerning to think, where are these people going next?
Well, this is the entrance to Sydney's railway line. Right now, anyone can walk straight through these gates and jump on to a public train, even if they've just walked off an international flight.
This woman touching down from India, taking the train all the way to the Central Coast.
Was there any information given to you on the plane about how you should get from the airport to your isolation location?
No.
You could go however you please.
Yeah, that's right.
Down at Sydney Harbour, this crew, fresh off a cruise ship, waiting for a bus to Sydney Airport. There's no knowing if they're carrying the virus.
When you've got clusters of people potentially infected, what are they doing out in the streets?
With 5 cruise ships linked to COVID-19 cases already, the handling of the process labelled a failure.
The government has bungled this terribly. It has put the community at further risk, and it's actually a shocking indictment on a failure of the regulatory body and of this government.
Grace Fitzgibbon, 9 News.